talking about the May Day celebrations and some of the revelations coming from as workers talking about better conditions for them. We have joining us via Abuja studios the head of the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, Jude Ilo. Thank you so much for joining us. And I know we have just quite a very short time, but your thoughts, these revelations that have so far come out. Some people have said that the NLC is seemingly quiet. Have we seen a lot of strikes? Have we seen protests? Why does it appear that people are being owed for several months? Pensioners, gratuity for over 20 months in some of the states.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I think it's quite unfortunate the way workers are treated in Nigeria. And the truth of the matter is that in an administration where there's a focus on fighting corruption and we're then unable to pay people their legitimate wages is a bit of a contradiction in my view. But one thing, one point that is important to make is that what is happening in the states across the country is just another example of the general air of impunity, which is quite pervasive in the country. And that's the fact that governors do these things, establishments do these things, and they get away with it. Because you ask yourself the question, what is the incentive for a governor to, make sure that they pay their salaries on time? They don't pay salaries on time, they still win elections. So there's this air of impunity, like I said, that makes it possible for people who are in positions of power to be this irresponsible. You can imagine inflation in Nigeria is in double digits. We're all aware of the harsh economic realities in the country. And then people are then not able to get their wages at the end of the month. How do we expect them to survive? Pensioners who have served this country for decades are paid nothing. And they're all dying. They are dying off. What is the incentive for people in service? What is the incentive for them to do the right thing if they know that at the end of the day, the same government they are serving, the same nation they are serving will abandon them? So I think it is really, really terrible what is going on. But I place the blame, frankly, on the Nigerian people because people can only be as good as the leaders they vote in. This is happening because we allow our leaders to get away with a lot of things.
Let's also look about the question, are we living in self-denial? We have several states that say it's going to be very difficult for them to even pay the minimum wage of 30,000 naira. And some of them have mentioned taxing, the citizens of their states.
Well, if you look at those states that come up with this argument that they are unable to pay this minimum wage, let's have a breakdown of their budget. Let's see how much they're spending on security vote. Let's see how much they're spending on the government house. Let's see how much they're spending on vehicles. I think it's about a scale of preference. What are important to us? If the civil service, which is the technical government, which is the engine room of development, is important to us, we won't be having these conversations about not being able to pay minimum wage. And keep in mind that this minimum wage we are asking for at this point, if you look at the value of the last minimum wage 2 years ago, it is more than what we are paying now that we are calling minimum wage. Look at the depreciation of the naira over the years. So we're not even giving anything extra. If anything, we are even paying less. And then governors are saying, oh, we can't pay this. But you can see the frivolous and ridiculous expenses in their budget. So it's about a scale of preference. And to be fair, and I say this all the time, if all the workers in the states where we're having these challenges, if the citizens whose parents or the children whose parents are suffering from this madness by our governors all come out and say, you know what, we're done with this has to change. If you have 200, 300,000 people walking the streets, blocking the roads and saying that the governor should do something different, these things will change. But we as Nigerian people have outsourced the solution to our problems to civil society, to labor, to the benevolence of the governor, and these guys are taking us for a ride. If we don't as a people organize to stop this, it will continue.
We'd like to thank you, Head of Open Society Initiative for West Africa, Mr. Jude Ilo, for joining us, albeit very brief on the program.